and welcome to the stream. That's finally happening! So, I do apologise for the delay here today. I'm very busy. I didn't even get everything that I planned to do done today, and I really thought that I had organised things well, and I thought that I had enough time for everything, but I really didn't. And there's also something that's happened in an in-person spiritual group as well, where in the in-person spiritual group, a gal has not been very nice to me, so I am meeting up with another gal from the spiritual group tomorrow, just for a quick little coffee and a chat. And I think we're just going to discuss what happened in the group, because it was a little bit off-putting, although a lot of it was my fault, like from my part. But I kept sending messages of apology and like recognizing that I wasn't very present. I've been very busy with things. Like, I really put my work first. And, like, I get very busy with readings and bookings. I have a one-on-one call every morning at 8:30 in the morning. I do one-on-one calls as and when I'm not doing one-on-one calls, I'm doing readings. And some channelings are like that. They take like 5 minutes, and that's great. Some channelings take a very long time, because you're connecting with the guide. You're trying to get. You guys have seen on stream. I do pretty well on stream now, but I used to take a lot of time. We'd only get like 8 people done in 2 hours, which now we get a lot more than that. But these things just take time, and having like a business, whether it's spiritual or whether it's not, it can be stressful, and I enjoy it. I actually work well under pressure. I do work well, especially my spiritual gifts. But I feel like some people aren't very happy with me putting my work as a priority. But I really see you guys as a priority. I know I haven't been great with YouTube lately, but clients especially who are, really needing sessions, because it's nice to have crystal ball readings on stream. Like, readings on stream are really nice to have. But when I have a one-on-one session with someone, I do want people to bear in mind, that a lot of the time they're going through very difficult situations. They're going through a lot of really stressful things, and I'm there to help that. I'm there to be the guide, the aid, the friend, whatever they need at that time. That's what I'm there to be. And so I could have a session booked at 5 p.m. and we might go on till 7, 8 p.m. I'm not going to say, oh, your time is up, you have to leave. I can't do that. Like, it doesn't feel right in this energy, in this, in what I'm doing. It doesn't feel right. Like, maybe in therapy where you're just talking, like, yeah, like, I have a therapist and she will do that. She'll be like, I'm so sorry, but we're over time. But I don't feel right to do that. And I feel like sometimes people don't understand that it's quite, even though I don't do mediumship and things like that, it's still quite a responsibility, especially with Reiki. And I don't mean to complain or moan to you guys. You guys are really lovely and everything to me, and it's nothing about you guys at all. You guys are so sweet. Like, I commented that I was going to be late, and some people were saying like it's absolutely fine, whatever you need to do, and things like that, which I appreciate. I appreciate that. I try my best to stick to scheduled streams, and I really hate when I don't. It really does get to me. But I just try to explain the reasons why that is, and it's not an excuse. It's just a reason, just a reason that some clients take more care and take more time than others, and I can't help when that happens. And unfortunately, it tends to happen when we have a stream, and unfortunately, it tends to happen a lot when I was supposed to meet my friend from the group, and so she was a bit annoyed at me about this, and she removed me from one of her groups on WhatsApp. But it's interesting because she kept me in one. And also Kaylee from this group. So Kaylee, you guys know that Kaylee had a baby. Kaylee from this group. And she's my best friend, really, like in person. Like Kaylee is, you know, I view a lot of you guys as my best friends, really. But in person, Kaylee, like the person I meet and I hang around with sometimes, Kaylee probably is my best friend. And you know, she's had a baby and I've only seen her. I went to the baby shower and I've seen her with the baby once. And it's fair, I have to drive, you know, for an hour to see her. So I can't always go, I can't always take that time. But she's very understanding and she still supports me and she's very kind to me. But I feel like this girl, we weren't even as good friends as me and Kaylee. Like we weren't as great friends, and she really took offence to the fact that I wasn't like coming to like baby rituals and things like that. Like it was, and it's always in Glastonbury as well. Glastonbury is like a 3-hour drive from me, very far. And I'm a spontaneous person, you know. I'm happy to sleep in my car, but if I have a session at 8:30 in the morning, I need to make sure that I'm available for that session at 8:30 in the morning. And I'm sorry, I'm really sorry to rant here, but I just feel like some people don't understand that. So I'm going to talk a little bit more in depth with Jenny tomorrow about this. So I do apologise, I will stop going on about it now. But I just want to explain a little bit of why I'm late and what I've been doing. Because I have been doing work, but I've also been talking to Jenny about meeting up tomorrow, which I think I need it. I think I need, you know, an in-person, I mean, a one-on-one call with someone, like, you know, one of you guys would be great as well. I know some of you are kind of happy for me to open up to you, and I appreciate that. And I think I need to break that barrier a little bit as well, where I do feel comfortable to talk to you. Maybe not right now, whilst I've wasted a lot of time for streaming. I should definitely get to questions, but I just mean in general, I should take that opportunity to open up to you, and you give me that opportunity. Because we all need it, and this is one thing I was thinking today as well, when Christine Hart, I don't know if you know her, but she was involved in the News of the World scandal. She posted a status today about her success on YouTube, and I was just commenting like, you know, I think I need a session with you, because I always forget that because I do sessions, I do sound healing, I do this, I do that. We always forget that I need it too, you know. I think that's one thing that we forget, is that as healers, as people who listen, as people who are shoulders to cry on for people, we also need that too. And I know that there's many people that will be that for me if I wanted them to, but I just don't utilise it. So I guess that's kind of my point, like, you know, I'm going to try to utilise that a little bit more, and I think that would help with the channel as well, because when I'm utilising that a little bit more, I'm not worrying or stressing or delaying anything. If I'm emotional, because I was emotional the past few weeks, I was delaying things because of that, not because of work. It's work now. I have a backlog and a queue, so I'm definitely delaying because of work now. I'm totally fine now, apart from this situation. But yeah, I was delaying because I was emotional, and really I should open up to someone about that. I should open up to one of you guys about that, probably, if you are happy to be there for me and hold space for me. So I'm just going to quickly do a chime. I'm just going to quickly do a chime because I feel good. I do feel good about, you know, I feel right in the situation. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, but I still don't like to upset people, so I feel like I just want to cleanse a little bit. Just cleanse a little bit, if that's okay. And we'll get on with the questions then. I do apologise, but I'm not really having a time limit today, so I know I'm very late. It's supposed to be 2 hours earlier, but let's see. So it's almost 10. I don't have a time limit today. I just have to be up at 8:30 tomorrow. So I have to, you know, let's see, so maybe, let's see, so 9:30, 10:30, 11. Maybe we could go to 12, and that'll be two and a half hours from now. Maybe we could do 2.5 hours from now. Or 12:30 would be fine, I think. 3 hours from now. We'll see who comes in. So I'll just share the live because I know that some people are a bit confused about it. So I'm just going to share it first. Then I'll get the questions after I've shared it. I love these chimes, they're so cute. So let me just share the live just in case we need to do that. And please, guys, please, I haven't answered any questions yet. I know that I've just been chatting on about my own issues. But please still like the video. I greatly appreciate it. I'd love to get the channel to grow a little bit because we've definitely stopped growth lately. We have this isn't plugged in this phone. We have stopped growth lately because I haven't been on very much. Is that the end of the wire? I think so. Yeah, we have stopped growth lately because I've been a bit, you know, preoccupied with things. So sharing or liking or commenting, well, yeah, I know you comment a lot, but sharing or liking is greatly appreciated. I'm so confused by this. I suppose it goes in oh, it is, it's plugged in. Oh. There we go. Sorry, I just need to charge my phone so that I didn't lose the chat. If I didn't have my phone charged, I might lose the chat. So I knocked over the magic 8 balls as I was walking over here. So I'm going to ask one question here. Let me see. Let me ask. Is everything that's happening right now in all of our lives for the best? Is it for the best? We're on our highest vibration right now. Oh! No teasing, no teasing. Oh, I can't see it. We go, yes! Everything that's happening right now for all of us is for our highest vibration. Our highest vibration. So I'm really trusting this right now. I'm really trusting it. I believe that. So let me get to your questions now, guys. So yeah, so first thing I will say is welcome Elvis. Elvis, you are a new member. I know you've been a subscriber for a little while, but we now have you as a Root Chakra member, so that's great. So Root Chakra members get extra crystal balls every month. So if I am super busy or something does happen, I will always prioritize the members. So if you're a member and I get busy or something and I can't do many crystal balls, you will still always get crystal balls as well. So you will get, if you're a Root Chakra, you get at least 2 a month. If you're a Heart Chakra, you get at least 3, but I'm trying to do at least 4 for Heart Chakra members now. And if you're a Root Chakra member, you get 1 channeling per month. If you're a Heart Chakra member, you get 2 channelings per month. And channelings are only available for members. It's a members pack. No subscribers get channelings. So it's a nice little pack. Yes, as you can tell, I'm pretty tired, but I'm feeling good. You know, I'm kind of like sleepy, but not like, I don't know how to describe it. Sleepy but not worn out. Sleepy but not drained. You know, like I feel a bit tired. You can clearly tell, but my energy feels still vibrant. If that makes sense. If you can pick up on energy, you can probably notice that my energy is still quite vibrant. I kind of got rid of my sniffles as well. In the winter in England, I get sniffles very frequently. Like I'll have them for a few hours of the day, and then they'll go in the evening, and I'll have them again. But I don't actually get a cold. I don't get any other cold symptoms, so I don't feel unwell. And I think that is because of the Sambikol. I know it always push the Sambucol. I'm not sponsored by them at all, but they are great. They are really are great. Although I do sniffle a lot in the winter, they do prevent me from getting an actual cold. Like I don't sneeze, I don't have a sore throat, I don't have a cough, anything like that. Usually. So they're pretty good. But yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate Jasmine for you guys saying that you are, you know, sorry about that, and you know, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that I appreciate that I know that I can come on and talk about things like that, and you guys will listen, even though the reason that you're here is for Crystal Ball, obviously. You know, it's really sweet to know that. I know I need to get to the Crystal Ball now, but it's really sweet to know that you are there. Jasmine says, I can feel your energy. I'm sorry you're going through this. Sending lots of love and uplifting energy. Yeah, it's been really difficult with me lately because I've had that very emotional period in my life that I will probably open up about soon. And then I had this going on, which is just a little bit strange, that's all, you know. It's a little bit of a strange situation. But it feels like it's opened up a new pathway for me because I actually... So this is kind of interesting how this works and how things work. So I think I will just explain it, even though I know you guys are waiting for your questions. I promise. I'm going to be here as long as you want with questions. But the interesting thing was, so she sent me a message about me not being like there for her as a friend. She felt like that, and then she blocked me on everything, and I got in touch with, I called a girl that I met at her house, at Laura's house. Oh, I shouldn't have said her name. I met at her house, and then so I called a girl that I met at her house, and also I have met before at pagan events as well. So I call this girl and I say, you know, I think that she's better friends with this girl who now doesn't like me. I think that she's better friends with her than she is. So I call her and I'm like, something's happened with X name, this happened. And then she tells me this big wild story that's really bad that maybe I will explain. If I talk to someone one-on-one, maybe I will explain it, but I don't even think I can say on YouTube. But she told me this story that's really bad. Basically it involves like kind of SA in a way. So I was really surprised by this, and I actually decided that I didn't want this girl to unblock me. I didn't want to be friends with her anymore, and because of that, and so she did something really horrible to this girl that I called, and then the girl that I called invited me into loads of new WhatsApp groups for spiritual events with other spiritual people in the community, in the in-person community here. So it was almost like it was purposeful that she had blocked me and kind of shut me out of her life, so that I could then be entered into this new realm of people, this new spiritual circle, you know. So now I'm going to be like, kind of, when I can, I haven't had any time yet, but when I can, I'm going to go to one of these spiritual events with these new people, and I'm just hoping that there's much more vibrancy and beauty, and you know, that's what I love about my online community, you know. I always talk about the benefits of in-person connection, but I do like you guys more. Like, I think that you guys are better. Like, I wish that you guys were in person with me sometimes, because yeah, but we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I just wanted to explain how, like, sometimes when someone cuts you off, it's actually for your best and not necessarily for theirs. Well, it probably is for her best because she's not very basic on my level. She's very basic on a lower level, so I suppose it's better for her. But I'll get into questions now. I'm sorry. Jan says, why did David block me? Do you see him unblocking me, and if so, when? Okay. And just let me know if you can hear me okay, because I know that, because I'm quite tired, I am talking a little bit. I don't feel like as enthusiastic as usual, where I'm like, hey, I'm Venus, this is Secret Frequencies. So if I am mumbling a little bit, please let me know. So Jan says, why did David block me? Do you see him unblocking me, and if so, when? Yeah, it seems to be something that someone else has said. It seems to be kind of like someone else has said something to him and he has taken what they've said as truth and blocked you, unfortunately. So it says, which of my spirits is watching over me sleeping tonight? Oh, that's very sweet. Okay. So I'm guessing N, N, V, and J coming up. So that's N and Nia. I think you only have two N's, I think. And we have J and... Oh, there was another one. Who was the other one? Tell me who the other one was. V. V, it was V. So sorry. Jasmine, thank you for your explanation. You have spoiled us a lot, so we can be a bit entitled at times, but we love you. I appreciate the sentiment of what you're saying, but I just really don't really agree with it, because I just think that you guys make the community, you know. It's like, it might be my channel and it might be like my hi, this is Venus, like I'm Venus, this is Secret Frequencies, but there would be no Secret Frequencies without you guys, you know. The community is really what makes the excuse me, the community is community is really what makes the channel and just the whole thing. Like, even though the Discord's very quiet and we don't have much else, we don't really bother with our TikTok, we don't really bother with our Facebook much, but the YouTube community is great, you know, and I love you guys that email me and send me messages and updates, and there would be no Secret Frequencies without you guys. And I just feel like I should spoil you. I should spoil you as much as possible, as much as I possibly can. I kind of wish I could send more physical items, but the tariffs and the taxes in the US is just so ridiculous. I tried to send something to the US, and so it's something that I make that cost less than £20. It cost me £17 to send, and then the person at the other end has to pay an import fee as well. So it's really not fair on them. Like, I would want to pay the import fee for them, or add it to... No, I would want to pay it for them, to be fair. So, because I just don't think it's right. So, I can't even send things out right now because it's just so bad for... And I feel bad to send things just to UK people, just to UK and India. Ignore the USA people, you know, don't send them anything. I might feel bad for that, so... I think that the main thing I'm just trying to do is as many streams as possible. And try my best to reply to your messages as soon as possible. I feel like I get a bit of momentum with that, and then I drop momentum a little bit of that. So do feel free, like I say, always feel free to prompt me. Always feel free to say, Venus, you haven't replied to me yet. You said you'd reply today. Don't feel like you're nagging me when you prompt me, because sometimes I just need it. Sometimes I just need that notification to come through, and I'm like, oh yes, I totally forgot about that one. Yeah. So I do appreciate that, and I appreciate what you're saying. And Jasmine, I think you're really, really sweet to me. Like, I love how much you appreciate me, but you guys deserve so much. Especially as well, like with moderating as well. Really appreciate that. So we'll see as well. I know Jasmine, we did some Reiki, so we'll see how that goes as well. That'll be nice, hopefully. I'm hoping. Feels like it will be. Allah, hello, if I didn't say hello to Allah. And sending love to Sid, of course. Sid, I've made a post in preparation for the 29th for you. I haven't put anything on it about what your celebration is for, or what your anniversary is for, but I've just put that you've done really well on your healing journey, and that I wanted to ask for people to send you positive energy, basically. So it's scheduled for the 29th, and it's just going to say that you've come a year through a certain part of your healing journey, and people should send you positive energy. It doesn't say anything at all about what you've healed from. You know, it doesn't say it doesn't give any private information, basically. But I still wanted to do something for you anyway. John says, what are David's thoughts and feelings and intentions with me? Okay. David's thoughts. So I do apologise that I'm actually not that far down in the chat right now. There's not that many people in, which I get because I was late, I get that. So, what are David's thoughts and feelings and intentions with me? Okay. There's definitely mixed feelings coming up right now. It feels almost like... It feels a little bit like a view that he had of you shattered. It feels like there's some kind of... like a view has been shattered. There's been... how can I say... I think that makes sense. Like, he had a certain view of you, and now he's kind of shifted his ideas about you, about the person that you are. And I do think that this is because of the person who has said something to him. Justin says, no, I'm happy you are venting. I worry about you at times. No, you're resilient, but you're having a human experience, just like the rest of us. Yes, totally. And that's the thing that I love about this community, is that I don't see myself as like, I'm this person here on this chair with this crystal ball, I'm reading for you, and it's all about, it's like I'm the one, I'm in charge. Like, I don't really like that. I like the community being quite equal and kind of accepting and admitting as well that I'm having a human experience. I might be super multidimensional, I might be in the different realms a lot, but that doesn't mean that when I'm here in the 3D that I am not human, just like everybody else. So I totally agree with that, and I really want to be honest about that, be open about that, and I know that the thing I went through recently I wasn't totally open about yet, but I know I can be. I know that I can be open about things, and I know that you guys won't judge me, and I know that we're all equal here. So I feel like kind of like we're all equal, Especially we have people like Miss Venus come in, and Aries, who doesn't come in a lot anymore, but Miss Venus, Aries, Jasmine even, some of you guys are really powerful and kind of knowledgeable in things. Like, I feel like Miss Venus is very knowledgeable in like starseed things. Jasmine, you're very knowledgeable in mediumship. Aries as well, very, very good at mediumship. And you guys can be in the teacher role a lot. And that's what I like about this community, is that we can shift. Someone can be in the chat and they can be telling me something that I don't really know too much about, and I'll be like, oh, yeah, wonderful. I want to hear that. Excuse me. I should get a tissue really. Hold on 1 second. Just mute it. Don't want you to hear me. Oh no! Did I leave myself muted? I left myself muted, didn't I? Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Right. When did I mute? Did I go over the cards? So, chakra. Let's do it again. Unicorn. Spellcasting. Akashic. And Gateway of Light activation. Which I was just saying when I was holding that I still haven't practiced this, have the chance to practice this off stream, the Gateway of Light. So if you do choose a Gateway of Light, I will be reading from the book still, most likely, with that one. But also, do you have the Magic 8 Ball if you wanted to... It's kind of like a pendulum where it's just like yes, no, maybe kind of answers. But if you do want the Magic 8 Ball, you're very welcome to have it. It told us that we were all on a highest vibrational path, so I think it's right, you know? So yeah. So this is why has my anxiety been bad the past few nights? And I don't know if I'm using myself before I said hi to Tam. So let me just say hi to Tam again. And I appreciate all of you saying you're there for me as well. So this is why has my anxiety been bad the past few nights? Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah. So you're still holding on to subconscious worries, subconscious fears, subconscious. It's all in your subconscious. It's like you might worry about things day to day, like normal. You know, we all do, like not very normally. But it's almost like, do you when you have deja vu? Deja vu is when you. I'll explain this to you guys in a scientific way. If you've ever had deja vu, so when you have a short-term memory and you have a long-term memory. I mean, the science. I know deja vu can be very spiritual, but the scientific reason for it is your what's happening. So instead of going to get your short-term memory, it goes straight. So it goes. Usually, when things happen, when we live our day-to-day life, things are going into our short-term memory first, until we get repetitive. So when you're driving your car to the same route every week or day, you know, going to work, then goes into your long-term memory. But in deja vu, it goes straight into your longer-term memory, and that's why we have deja vu, because we're not processing it properly in our short-term memory. It's going straight into our long-term, and that's similar to what's happening with your worries and your subconscious, the worries that you're having, even if they are kind of like, how can I say, like, even if they are in the short term for a bit, like you're kind of recognizing them, you're seeing that you're obsessed about them or worried about them or anxious about them, they're then really storing themselves very strongly in the long term subconscious mind, and then they're coming out in like dreams or the evening or whenever it might be that they might come out, you know, unfortunately. So yeah, a little bit of a science lesson on deja vu there. Apologies for that, but sometimes I over explain, I think. Jan says, will David ever forgive me? We had an argument and I was on my period and doubted his feelings for me. Okay. Yes. There's a yes for forgiveness. Should I message David on Alt? Will he message me and forgive me, or will it just push him away? Who told David to block me and what did they tell him? Okay. So what's coming up? What's actually coming up here is that he vented to a friend about the situation. So he vented to a friend about what had happened with you afterwards, and the friend was quite supportive of his side and of him blocking you and of him being in the right, if that makes sense. So I think it's more so. It seems more so to be like they're talking against you, but in the way to say like you're in the wrong and he's in the right. You know. It's not like they don't like you or they're being quite evil to you in any way, but they're in full support of him and try, you know, so to paint you in the bad light in the way of making sure he's in the good light, basically. So yeah, that seems to be what's happened there. But I do feel like he will forgive you. I feel like if you're very honest on this alt account, I feel like, I don't feel like they told him to block you, but I feel like they encouraged it. Like they encouraged. I don't know. I don't know if it was after that he blocked you that they were like he mentioned it and they were in support, saying yeah you did the right thing, or if they encouraged him to block you. I'm not quite sure exactly when it occurred, but I think that messaging him with an apology and an explanation is always good, you know, because apologizing is great, explaining is great, you know, as long as it's excuse, a reason, not a reason, not an excuse, you know. But I think a period can be. I believe a period can be an excuse. To be honest with you, I think, you know, we go through so many emotions with our hormones as women, and I think that we should be forgiven for that a little bit. Have a little bit of leeway for that. So I really do need to play my nose again, guys. I'm really sorry. I'll unmute. I promise. When I get back, I will unmute. Just keep asking your questions. I know I'm being a bit slow here, but I'm going to be on for a while. I'm not going to cut this short or anything. We've been on for 40 minutes. I'm going to be on for at least an hour and a half more. I'll just be on for as long as you need, rarely. You know, within reason of obviously me having to be up at 8 o'clock, half 8, but that's fine. I'm used to it by now, so just give me a moment. I'm so sorry. I will be back. I just need to blow my nose. I'm so sorry. Oh, I think I unmuted. Yeah, apologies. So my mum first round, and she says, I made food. Making food pretty late. So I'll eat it. I'll just eat before I sleep. It's fine by me. Very nice to have food cooked for you. Very nice. So, Alice says, well, if you need to rest and not do this crystal ball rest, we can all just talk and be here for you and each other. Yeah, I think that's nice. I think it would be nice occasionally to come on and, I mean, this is kind of what I wanted. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. Oh. The good thing about Sambi colds, when you do get a cold, it doesn't last very long. I had a sore throat yesterday, and it went in one day, but now I have the sniffles, so hopefully they go in one day as well. But yeah, this is kind of what I wanted this Discord to be about as well. It's like, Crystal Ball's really nice for a stream when we scheduled it and it's all set up, but it would be nice occasionally to just have a chat, maybe on Discord call or something, you know, it would be nice. So I appreciate that. Ella, you could be a new one to the Discord maybe. And it could be me, Jasmine, and you. And Sid, hopefully. Sid says, will he unblock me? Sorry, Sid says, thank you, Venus, that's so sweet. I love you. Jan says, will he unblock me? And when will he unblock me? Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely already guessing that he will unblock you. But I'm just thinking, like, well, I just have to see when it will be, basically. I have to see if I get a timing for it. That's definitely the right mic. Jan says, will he unblock me and when will he unblock me? Okay, sorry. It feels very imminent. It feels like it'll be very soon. I do feel like talking to him, like we said with the explanation and the apology and explanation, or just the explanation. If you feel like you don't necessarily need to apologise, sometimes it's good to be the bigger person though and just do that even if you don't really need to. If you're on your period, I don't believe that you need to apologise, but if you feel like being the bigger person and just doing that for the piece, then I would say to do it. But I would say that it does depend on whether you're going to message or not, of course. But I do feel like if you message, it would be quite imminent. I feel like if you don't message, it would still be quite imminent. I'd say maybe in like within a 2-week time frame. So I'm saying not at the 2-week mark necessarily, but within that 2-week time frame. Is what I'm seeing here. Jasmine says, today I had a dream which started as some girls being attracted to some guy, and they engaged in a sensual activity, and what seemed like the guy was a demon or something. At the end of the dream, it turned into the girl being with me, I guess, and I got back home and Randall was there with a pastor. They were trying to convince me to get back with Randall, stop what I was doing and convert to the church. What was this dream all about? Okay, that's very, very interesting. So when you say the girl being with you, do you just mean like you were together, just side by side? You're not, you're just together side by side, kind of like maybe walking together or something like that. Is that what you mean? Okay. Yeah, so this is definitely not a great dream. This is definitely like kind of a lower vibrational dream. Like I do feel like you've tapped into some lower vibrations here. Let's not forget that a lot of the demons actually in this world are in organised religion. So and that's not against anyone who's into organised religion. I'm not saying that you're a demon if you are in an organised religion, but you do have to think about things like the things that have gone on in the Catholic Church and things like that, and evangelists as well. They are just scammers, Organised religion is full of demons, completely full of demons, and I feel like you've tapped into something quite low here. And you're recognising that Randall is also of that low level, that low energy, and they're trying to drag you in. It's almost like they're trying to. You got down to that low vibrational level in the dream space because you're multidimensional. So you can go to the lower levels if you need to for learning or an experience. You can do that, and but they're trying to keep you there. That's the issue. Like if you're multidimensional, you can choose to go to lower realms for lessons or for working with trying to help dark spirits come to the light. Something I do very often, you know. So you can choose to go to the lower realms when you are excuse me, when you are multidimensional. You can choose to go to lower realms for your own purposes, your own, with your own how do I say, your own reasons, your own missions, your own like reason for going there. But it seems like maybe you did go there to help this girl with this demon. Like, maybe that's why you were with the girl. Maybe you were to try to turn this demon to the light or something. But it seems like the low vibrational people are trying to keep you there. This is why you're going to organised religion. This is why you're going to see Randall and things like that. And I feel like, I really feel like you've been dragged to a lower level there. Well, not like I said, not necessarily dragged because you may have went there purposely yourself, which I feel like you did, but they're trying to keep you there. Trying to keep you there is not good, Jasmine says, oh, sorry, that was the same one. Jan says, did David get scared of me being emotionally vulnerable with him? Okay. Yes, I guess a yes on that. I just got really scared because I saw the messages of you guys telling me it's muted. And I was like, oh no, not again. But that was the first time, hopefully. Maya says, hi, beautiful Druida. I hope you feel better soon. Thank you. I do. I feel okay. I honestly feel okay. It's English weather. I went out this morning and it was very, very icy. Very, very bad. Apart from the situation with the girl, it is just the English weather for me. I'm not necessarily ill or anything. I'm just, dealing with weather where rarely I should be in a warm country. I just feel like I should be in a warmer country, even though I feel like I'm kind of from Hungary. Rarely, I feel like that's like my place. I still want to be somewhere warmer. I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit warmer than here, but maybe somewhere like Portugal will probably be nice. Portugal or Spain would be nicer for me. Very, very. Or maybe Italy or south of France. Very warm, Yeah, thank you for telling me I'm muted. So I get the bottom of the chat here next to the streaming on the streaming software. Get the bottom of the chat, but I only get the top here. So I'm kind of guided. Like my guides or my intuition will be like, look there, and I'll be like, oh, I'm muted. That's why I had to look there, So I appreciate that. Ella says you are so humble and sweet. I wish we lived near each other to hang out. I would love to hang out with you and go for a coffee or shopping or just be friends. Girls like you. Yes, I totally agree. And this is why I'm like really happy to meet Jenny. I'll just say her name. I think it's fine. She has a YouTube channel, so maybe I will link her eventually. So I think I'll be okay to say her name. So I'm really happy to meet Jenny tomorrow because it's just nice, like you say, to have people like that in person. It is nice. And it's a shame. Starseeds are so spread out in this world. It's so crazy. They're so spread out. But I get so, they're so spread out, yet most of the ones that come to me are all Octorians. And I'm like, why aren't you guys, like, in your own little, like, I don't know, little realm, little nice place? Sedona, I guess. We all need to move to Sedona, I guess. Apologies if I'm sniffling. I'm trying not to mute it too much. I'm trying not to mute it unless I blow my nose so that I don't keep forgetting to unmute myself, So if I do sniffle, I do apologise. I say Samuel Aries wants a romantic game with me. He approached out of nowhere. Okay. It's like that. He does, but he's not 100% certain on it, but he does. It's like he does, but he's not. It's like he does, but he's not fully committed. He doesn't have the commitment there right now, but he wants something from you that's a bit more than friendship, you know. That's what it's like. John says, is the path of David just gone now, or will he return due to missing me and realise he really did love me? Okay, let's see. I definitely don't think it's gone. I don't think it's gone. I think this is a hiccup. It feels like a hiccup at the moment. We'll see how it goes. You know, if you send a message, maybe you can even run it by me if you want before you send it, and I can just do a little energy check on it and just see. I think that things will be fine. I feel like it's just a hiccup, but we'll see. We'll keep a check on it. And Maya, oh, Sid says they can hear me now, so that's great. Maya says a gateway activation. Yes, gateway activation for Maya. I'm so sorry, guys. I just have to blow my nose again because I have to read this whole card, and I just feel like, oh, why does my nose have to be like this as soon as... I was fine when I was supposed to stream at 7 o'clock. My nose was not as bad, and now it's bad. Right, bear with me one moment. Again, I'm so sorry, but we'll do your gateway of light in just a moment. 1 second. It's like it's stuck in my back of my throat rather than actually I can not really just blow my nose and it goes. Does that make sense? I'm so sorry to talk like quite grossly about colds, but okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Apologies for my kind of raspy voice today, but let's just get on with it because it's just a cold at the end of the day. It's just a cold. You can deal with a cold. Just keep hydrating, keep blowing my nose, keep remembering to unmute when I need to unmute. Okay. Gateway of light for Maya. Let's do. I am present. Very nice. Oh, it didn't stay up. They're falling everywhere. No. Okay. So you have I am present. That is your card. If you can see it. It says light body activation ascending with. Oh, where's I put the book? Where did I put the book? Ascending with assessing the divine within, assessing the divine within. So assessing the divine within yourself. Wish I could like stand it up. Assessing the divine within yourself. So we have presence. Presence is in. Presence. I am presence, or I am presence, 94, okay. So, to connect, place your hand on your heart and your belly and say, I call forth the core of my being, the mighty I am presence, great universal cosmonaut, star being, star power, Thank you for standing at the forefront of my heart and mind. Thank you for leading the way with your divine intelligence. So that's very nice. A bit of a gratitude way to connect with presence in yourself and your higher self. Your message. You're experiencing a great shift, which is helping you understand yourself in ways that were previously impossible. This is an exciting time. You're connecting with the highest form of intelligence within you. The body of light within you is growing brighter, and you're becoming aware of how your actions and choices affect the unfolding of your future. The bright light you are is expressing itself unapologetically. So that's nice, because I think sometimes we make decisions and we don't fully think about how they impact our lives, you know, like, you know, I'm going to say something that's probably not very nice, you know, but, you know, if you think about, like, maybe a partner, you know, sometimes we choose a partner based on the wrong reasons, and we don't realise how that can impact our future, you know, if they don't want the same things as you, if they don't want children and you do, if they don't want this, you know, they don't want to live in the countryside and you do, they don't want to travel and you do, you know, you're making the wrong decision for your life path, and no matter how much you love them or how attractive they are, you know, it's not the right decision. And I think that it's important for all of us to think about the decisions we make and how they impact our life path and our future life path. So yeah, I think that's very important. Jasmine says, why did I dream about Randall and my son yesterday morning? It just really seems to be the connection that you have with them. Like, it's unfortunate. I feel like it's unfortunate that you dream about Randall so much, but it is that connection that you have to them. You know, it's like, no matter what happens, you're always going to have some level of connection to Randall, you know, and to your son, of course, but to Randall. So he will come up in dreams from now and again. Sometimes it will be for a reason. Sometimes it will be something, you know, not great, or maybe a different reason. But I feel like sometimes it will just be because that's your past and that's your life and that's kind of where you've been, you know. That's kind of how it feels. Sorry to say that. As Leela says, hi, hello and welcome. Do you see any blockages in my energy? Thank you, okay? So blockages in your energy, let's first do a chakra card and then I'll check the ball. So you have the third eye and you have recovery. So the third eye, because it's purple, we have the third eye. And you have recovery. So it is saying that you do have a bit of a block, but you are recovering in some way. So it could be your guides, it could be your higher self, it could be you personally doing some work, doing some healing. You are recovering. Whatever you're doing, even if it's just positive thinking, manifesting, you know, it doesn't have to be like some intensive meditation or listening to frequencies every day, which is nice to do, you know. Intensive meditation or listening to frequencies every day is great, but you don't have to do that. You know, you can live your kind of more 3D life if you wish to, and still work a little bit on your third eye. Looks like you're healing your third eye in some way for something that you're doing, but you do have a little bit of a blockage there. I mean, says it. A love card. Oh yeah. Oh, I love cards. Bear with me once more. I'm so unprepared. Bear with me once more. I've grabbed the love cards and they're just over there. we only have these ones. My better ones, I'm not sure. Oh, I did a stream for my man's house. And I took some cards there. They must be in my bag. We have these ones, so use these. Just shuffle them a little bit. I prefer the other ones, but they're quite similar. I think it's just because the other ones are new. These are a bit old to me. It's so annoying because I feel like I need to blow my nose, but it's just blocked. It's just blocked. Right, we have love cards, I'm so sorry. So you have passion! You have passion. So you have passion. And it says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So passion, of course, links to the sacral chakra, sensual passion. Even creative passion is linked to the sacral as well. But sensual passion, especially. Ashley says, how do you see an energy between me and Lee? How do you see the energy? Okay. Don't ignore me. I'm so sorry. I'm actually seeing I'm seeing an increase, like a positive increase. It looks very minimal at the moment, but it's like hopeful. There's a positive increase, I would say, in that energy from what I remember. Jasmine says, no, the girl was me. The girl was me. Oh, did I read that wrong? Bear with me. Oh, it turns into the Guardian user. The girl with the demon. Oh my. I think you need to. I don't necessarily think you need more protection. I think you are quite protected, but I feel like the issue is maybe being more aware of the realms that you're traveling to, you know, because I travel to lower realms all the time, like I said. I very often travel to lower realms, but I purposefully do it. I know that I'm doing it for a purpose. You need to be kind of aware of the realms that you're going to and know that you're going to a higher realm or a lower realm. I feel like it's a bit more difficult because you're having dream space experiences, whereas I often do this with astral experiences, where you're a little bit more conscious of yourself in astral. In a dream, unless you're lucid, you're not really very conscious of what's going on. It kind of happens and you just kind of watch it, so it makes sense. That'll be more difficult to traverse the realms of your own doing, your own will. It definitely is more difficult in a dream. Well, I think lucid dreaming is easier than astral projection. That was because I was natural at it when I was a child. But generally, for most people, I would say astral is probably easier for that. Yeah, I would say for most people, if you're not natural or lucid dreaming, astral is probably better for transferring traversing the realms. Oh my gosh, traversing. But if you are, so you're a great dreamer. Like, you dream a lot. You have a lot of dreams. They're very detailed and all of those things. I think you should practice lucid dreaming. I think you should do some kind of lucid dream prompts. You prompt yourself throughout the day with lucid dreams. I could talk you through some of those if you want. I think maybe lucid dreaming would really help you. If the dream space is really where the veil thins for you, lucid dreaming is probably your best way to improve where you're at the moment. You're doing great, but you know, I think we always need to improve a little bit. John says I tried to message, but his message disabled, so I created an alt with the name Reading, please, David. With the name Reading, please, David, let me apologise. I wrote in my bio. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but please let me explain myself. At least apologise. I love you so much with all my heart, and I was stupid. You've been nothing but kind to me. Will he read this and block me, or will he... How will I feel about... So straight away I'm feeling like it's too much, okay? So it's like... It's just too much. I think it needs to be more subtle, you know? I don't think you need to like, say that you love him. I think it just needs to be like, I want to be on good terms again, let's like kind of chat again. I don't think that it needs to be so extreme, if that makes sense. I think it just needs to be open and honest, and I think you can be a bit you have a very open heart chakra. You have a very, very open heart chakra, and I know I experience this sometimes too, not all the time, but I do experience this sometimes. And I can be like that, where I'm very hooked on a person, like right away. And I kind of want them, and I just kind of, yeah, I could probably say I love you, like, pretty, I'm a Libra, so I could probably say I love you pretty easily. Kind of almost happening to me a little bit now. I wouldn't go that far as to say love, but very nice experience at the moment. Might say Samuel Aries still having feelings for me. Yeah, so I see the same. I see the same as I usually see it, but like if I say to you I'm seeing the same as I always see, don't feel like offended by that. You're always welcome to check. You're always welcome to, you know, it's always good to get an update and just see. But when I say I'm seeing the same as I usually see, I'm just like letting you know that things haven't really changed, okay? So I'm not having a go at you or anything. I'm just saying it seems pretty similar to where he has great feelings for you, but the feelings are, it's almost like I don't want to, I am attracted to you, but I'm not sure I'm ready to jump into that again. I'm not sure I'm ready for like a relationship kind of thing. But strong attraction. I would definitely say, I definitely didn't say this desire to be with you and thinking about being with you, but I feel like there's a pull away from it. Like, yeah, there's a pull away from it in some way. You know, it's like, I'm not ready to be committed, although I'm very attracted to you, you know? Jasmine says, this morning I had a dream about an entity, and she went and threw up in a trash can once, and then she tried to touch me and my mother. I know this was an attack, but was there anything more to this? Okay, so you're having a few attacks. Well, I don't think the last one was an attack, but you're having a few. You're getting into lower vibrations for some reason. I think the main thing to do is think about why this is, because, you know, the main thing to do is to think about why this is. Why are you being brought to the low vibrations? Because I knew that I was being brought to the low vibrations because I help spirits to transcend the light sometimes if I can, but most of the time a lot of my missions when I'm in the astral is to go to certain people's places. Like, I might go to someone's workplace or their car or their home or anywhere, but they're walking down the street. I might go there astrally, and I put kind of thought forms, if you will, like in their mind. Like if someone isn't utilising their full potential, like if they're in an abusive relationship, or if they're you know, they're supposed to be a writer but they haven't, they don't believe in themselves, things like that, like people who aren't utilising their full potential, I will be sent there to kind of almost, I don't want to say hypnotise, but it's almost like they're putting affirmations into their mind, hypnotising them in a way, to utilise their full potential. And sometimes this does take me to lower realms, to people who are maybe on drugs or doing something that, you know, and I don't judge people for doing drugs or drinking or anything like that, but I mean people who are doing it in excess, you know, it's too much, it's not social, it's totally just ruining their lives. they're then in the lower vibrations. You might be sent there to help them, you know. So you do have to think about that. You do have to think about why these negative entities are coming to you, and you're very spiritual. You're a medium anyway. So are you supposed to be helping these entities, or are you just supposed to be protecting yourself from them, and then trying to get to the higher levels, you know? What do you think about that? Maya, how does Matthias feel because I am helping Hugh Cry with his business and not him? Matthias humiliated me and I will not help him buy his course anymore. Good. You shouldn't help people buy courses if they're not being great to you, of course. You shouldn't do that. So I'm glad to read that. But how does he feel that you're helping? Okay, so how does he feel? Okay. I definitely feel like a sadness, and I feel like an idea of a missed opportunity. You know, thinking like this is a missed opportunity. I don't know exactly if I feel like I ruined this opportunity, but it's almost like that. It's like I do feel like there's some energy of fault there, you know, like feeling like it's his fault a little bit. So yeah, I do think there's some fault, at least admission of fault, but I feel like I feel like you're doing the right thing. You know, you need your boundaries, so that's the main thing. Jan says, will this time apart reinforce David's feelings for me, and that he does truly feel something for me and miss me? Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like he's already missing you. I'm 100% feeling like he's already missing you. So, yes, I get a yes on that. Emma says, hello, lovely. I hope you feel better soon. Hugs. Thank you very much. I don't know if you were here for the beginning when I kind of vented and moaned a little bit. But yeah, I really appreciate it because you're another one. I think I did mention you earlier when I was talking about some people in the community. I know that you are really there for me, and I really appreciate that. And yeah, so probably will have like a Facebook chat with some people or Discord chat with some people about just opening up a little bit about my own things sometimes, maybe, you know, or maybe on a heart stream. Heart stream is a bit more private, so it might be best to do it there or Discord. I say this resonates, so that's good. Maya says that Eric think good of me. Yes. I'm definitely a yes on that. I apologise, it's because my nose is blocked. It's like I am tired, it's late, but like I feel like my breath, I'm trying to catch a breath because my nose is blocked, so I'm like yawning as well. I am okay. I'm perfectly okay to go on for at least another hour. We'll be fine. But you will just have to excuse me to blow my nose every now. I try to blow my nose every now and then. It's just blocked. I can't really, like, I don't want to go into detail, but I can't really blow it. I can't really shift anything right now. So yeah. If anybody just wants to send me some healing energy to the minor chakras of my third eye, going to my sinuses, maybe the minor chakras of my throat as well, because my throat is great. My throat, I rarely, when my throat is, I woke up with a sore throat yesterday. I was like, oh no, I'm going to lose my voice. And I went straight away, and I was like, yes. So please send me positive energy to my third eye and minor chakras on my third eye. Hopefully we can shift this cold pretty soon. But sorry, so Miss Venus says, percentage of prominence that I'll meet my soulmate in December vs January Angeles that you see coming. Okay. I wouldn't say I see any change at the moment. I wouldn't say I see any change. I still feel like there's a bigger prominence in December, but I still feel like it stretches out to February, yeah, stretch out to February, I would say. But I don't. At the moment, I don't feel delays on it. I don't feel delays. I just kind of feel like it's that time frame, and you know, for me, like if it happened in February and not December, that's kind of a delay, but it's still within the kind of time frame that's been given, so it's not really a delay, if that makes sense. But I'm kind of hoping for the December energy because I just want to see you with the soulmate now. You know, I just want to see you with the soulmate. Aslelia, you're very welcome. John says, why did M crash out the 24th? She's bad back to back crash out ever since the trip. Did something happen between them? Okay. So it's not that something happened, but it's not that something happened on the trip. So if we're looking at the trip specifically, it's not that something happened on the trip. It's just that it wasn't as romantic as she kind of wanted it to be. Like she wanted it to be a bit more, I wouldn't say romantic in like a kind of lovey-dovey, like soppy kind of way. Not really feeling like either of them are very keen, very quick for sensual energy. Like if that makes sense. Like they're rushing for sensual energy, sacral energy, you know. But I feel like the lovey-dovey side of it, she really wanted that, and it didn't. He was much more platonic than she wanted, basically. That's what I would say about the trip. Miss Venus says, has Ray been thinking about me lately? And if so, what are his thoughts? Okay. Yes. Yes, thinking about you. And it's much more so. Sometimes when we see this energy, it's kind of like remembering back times that you've had together and thinking about your smile, thinking about, you know, how you are, maybe even like in a sensual way as well, thinking about memories. But in this instance, it's much more thinking about the future, thinking about what you can do together, and like things that he wants to do with you, basically. So that's nice. Jan says, I feel like Hayden has been distant with her ever since the trip. Why is this? I don't feel like it's ever since the trip. I feel like you're kind of right in the sense that it's mostly distant. I feel like it's the same. I feel like it's the same thing with him. I feel like it's, you know, I'm not happy with so many messages. I'm not happy with so much. Like, she needs more attention than he needs, if that makes sense. Which is kind of like, you know, it didn't really match because she needs all this energy and this attention, and he's very laid back and doesn't really need it. So yeah, I feel kind of like that's what it was. Chances well the argument we had was over him saying I love you and me doubting. He said it very early. Yeah, I mean I get that, but I feel like to just say, so if someone says I love you and maybe you didn't reciprocate, or maybe you reciprocate in a different way than they expect or something like that, I don't feel like trying to get them back by just saying it is right. Like I think you do need, I'm not saying that you don't feel it, maybe you do feel it, but I feel like it needs to be very authentic in the sense that you're saying it when you feel it as opposed to saying it to make them unblock you, if that makes sense. So, I mean, if you feel like saying I love you, I'm not going to tell you not to, but I just feel like it needs to be a little bit more subtle. I just feel like it needs to be a little bit more subtle. I feel like it just needs to rein it in a little bit, be a bit more subtle, get on that kind of level again, and then progress from there, get better from there, you know? Jasmine says, I was driving deep into this thing with me being a dreamer because I feel like the bulk of my gifts will stay in the dream space first. Most other people's whose gifts transition to the physical. I disagree. Respectfully, I disagree because I mean, okay, so like I know I just go off on tangents and talk about myself a lot, but like I said, when I was a child, I was the avid lucid dreamer. Like all of my dreams would be lucid. I would know I would be lucid. I would know I was dreaming. I would control the dream. I would dream about things. I would have premonition dreams, and I would, I would tell my mother about controlling the dream, and she would say, "Well, not everybody does that, you know." And I would be like, "Oh, are you sure?" Like I just assumed that everybody did it. Everybody could just control their dreams. I thought it was like a thing. Like when you dream, you can just control your own kind of like creative mode on Minecraft or something, you know. And I don't even game, so I don't know why I did a game reference, but I always felt like dreaming was like that. And I would have a lot of premonition dreams, and like one time she would come home and she would say, "Oh my gosh, you would never believe the drama that me and Jason, her husband at the time, had." And I would say, "I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about the drama. I don't want to hear about it." And she would say, "Well, actually, it's about this lady. We saw this lady, and she crashed into a verge, like a hill, like safely. I think, into a verge of a hill." And I said, "Did her heel get caught?" And she said, "In the brake." And she said, "Yes." And I said, "Was the car white?" And she said, "Yes." And this was a dream I had. So a lot of my gifts began in dreams as a child. So if your gifts are beginning in dreams, I think that's very normal. I think it's very normal because, as I always say, the veil thins in that space. You can always bring. It's good if you want to be a dreamer. If you want to be, I mean, maybe if you're really comfortable with that, you could do trance meditation, like trance. Find whatever music gets you into a trance. I can do it with shamanic drumming in person. I can do it with certain frequencies online. Or I can do it in silence sometimes. Get into a trance. That is very similar to dream space in terms of how you view things. So that might be your next step, like trance meditation, maybe. Miss Venus says, "Oh, planning to meet with me. What is he thinking of doing? And will he follow through with that? Because he seems to just fantasize with stuff, but is extremely passive in it." Yeah, I definitely feel the fantasizing and the being a bit lax of actions. I definitely do feel that, but I do 100% feel like he's planning to. He wants to. I definitely feel like the intention is there. The intention is there. It's like you're saying, the action is so passive. I'm hopeful for it. I feel like it's there. The intention is true. It's not. It's although he does fantasize about things, it's not a fantasy to him, if that makes sense. He does have the actual intention. So I hope that answers the question. Did he read my alt? If so, what are his thoughts and feelings over it? From Jan. I think I know at the moment, so maybe not yet. So as one says, am I considered a seer, and could this be part of why I'm going against these lower realms? Do I have shamanistic abilities? Well, yes. I would definitely say, I've just literally, before I got to that question, I was just talking about shamanic drumming and trance meditation. You can get to trance meditation through shamanic drumming, so you should definitely connect with that. I think that we're synchronizing here, so yes. But yeah, lower realms. So you've dealt with entities yourself, right? I've dealt with entities myself. When I was younger, even though I was very spiritual, like I lucid dreams, I had premonition dreams. I technically was quite spiritual, but when I got into my teenage years, I was, I smoked pot a little bit. I was kind of like a normal, edgy kind of slightly gothic, alternative teenager, and I had that's when I first had like my sleep paralysis, astral experiences that began with sleep paralysis, and I realised that I had an entity attachment on my throat, but I didn't really know what it meant or what it was. I didn't know that it was there permanently. I didn't know that I thought it was only there during this experience. I didn't really understand it probably until I got older, and I dealt with a different entity. And I feel like because I dealt with these entities, that's why I deal with entities, because I've dealt with my own. People can say like, "Oh, I can remove entities. I'm so high and mighty, and I'm perfect, and I'm a perfect spiritual being, and I don't have any attachments, anything wrong with me ever, and I can remove your entities." Well, how? If you've never had your own and you've never dealt with it, then how can you remove mine? So yeah. you could definitely be like that. Miss Nina says I couldn't be here. Couldn't be here earlier. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you couldn't be here early because neither could I. I was meant to be here at 7 p.m. So I'm kind of making up for the stream by doing a very long one. I will be here for as long as you kind of need. It's 10:30 now, so we've done an hour and a half. We could potentially go to 12, so we could do another hour and a half if you want to. It's if you don't mind giving me a break for blowing my nose. And actually need to top up my water as well, which that's normal. I know I do that a lot, but I'm going to take a few extra breaks because I'm blowing my nose a lot, which I don't usually do. I'll just do Sid's super chat there for the moment. Thank you very much for that. I greatly appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. Sorry, I can't be as enthusiastic with my block nose, but I do appreciate it. Well, I have most of my spirits, including getting gone to my flat again. So, I'm actually seeing that they're there very temporarily and that they'll be back very soon. So, they're not there for a long time. They're going to be back very soon. They're going to be back very soon. So yeah, let me just find where I'm up to first, and then I'm just going to take a break, one little quick break, top up my water, blow my nose again. So I do apologise for the more breaks than usual this time, but like I said, I will be here for longer, so I'm not going. I just need a break, a moment. But Hello. Welcome back. I'm sorry. So, Miss Venus says, "Oh wait, let's chat about life." Yes, it's needed sometimes. It really is needed. I have to get back to you too. I just want to be intentional with my answers, and I've been so busy recently. Yeah, I get that because sometimes I'll get a very long email from someone, and I just won't have the time to. I have time to like reply in short, but I don't want to. I'm like, I don't really want to reply in short to you. I want to really take time with this, so unfortunately I have to leave it a little bit longer. That's because I want to take my time with it and not rush it. You know, take it in. Maya says, honey, can you explain what's going on in 10 seconds? You spoke about a demon. I'm getting very worried for you. The demon was in Jasmine's dream, so the demon was in a dream. What I do is I remove entities from people, so if someone has, it's almost like exorcism, you know, if you want to put it into like a religious term, I would do like an exorcism, or a jinn removal, entity removal. You know, whatever you refer to negative entities as, I can remove them. So yeah, don't worry. No, I'm not Maya. Maya, don't worry. I at the moment I do not have any attachments. I promise you, I do not have any attachments at all. I have suffered from a throat attachment as a teenager, and then when I was a little bit older, I did have a few other entity encounters, which I've done articles about them encounters on my website as well. And if you are interested in being someone who, like, maybe you do Reiki and you want to delve into like cleansing a little bit more, like not just, I feel like Reiki has a limit when it comes to things like removing entities. I feel like, I mean, maybe you don't disagree if you're really into Reiki, but for me personally, I feel like Reiki has a limit, and I feel like sometimes something extra is needed. And I like astral basically. And what I've done on my website is I have 2 articles about the attachments that I did have when I was younger, and how I removed them, the techniques that I learned about removing them, and why I feel that I am qualified to remove them, because I have had them and I have removed them, successfully removed them. I have never had an attachment since then, and I've never had an attachment since my last attachment, and that's pretty good when you consider that I work a lot with removing attachments. Sometimes if you remove an attachment, you can get it, it can attach to you. So for me to be, this is why I don't like to brag or anything, you know, but this is why I do feel like my cleanser session is my best session, because I can successfully remove entities most of the time. Sometimes it takes a lot of sessions, you know. Some people are very stuck, very in a low vibration. Some people subconsciously don't want to let go of that entity. Sometimes the entity is connected to addiction. It's connected to negative repetitive habits. Maybe it's not an addiction, but maybe it's like someone who constantly gets into a relationship with narcissists, or constantly gets used by people. You know, they make friends and they get used by them. These people can have entities, and because it's a repetitive cycle similar to an addiction. It's very difficult to remove them. But you can't do it, but it's very difficult. It takes a lot of sessions. But mostly, people just have attachments, like they've picked up an attachment from the dream space, like Jasmine. You know, maybe if someone else had gone into a lower dream space, like Jasmine, they weren't as protected, and the strongest Jasmine, they might have picked up an entity, and then I can remove it. It's quite easy. Maybe I've had people who have gone to festivals, you know, and they have a great time when they're there, but they're, unfortunately, you know, they're indulging in alcohol and other things maybe sometimes, which, you know, everything we've created here on Earth is for us to experience in some way or another. But I do feel like you have to be very careful with it. So I appreciate when people go to festivals and they come to me and they say, I've been, I've done this, they admit what they've done, and they might have picked up an attachment from that, and that's pretty easy to remove because they're not addicted. It's just like a one-off kind of thing, so it's quite easy to remove that. So I just want to explain that. Yeah, I remove entities or demons, whatever you want to call them. I don't have any attachments right now, so please don't worry about me. I have a cold, but that's about it. John says, I'm planning another trip to see Caden, and if so, when? Feeling like it's clearing a little bit now. I feel like you guys are. Someone's been sending me positive energy here. I feel like maybe it was Jasmine. Someone's been sending me positive energy. I can feel it. My nose is feeling like clearer. Like the minor chakras from my third eye to my like sinuses are like opening a little bit. I have sinus issues anyway, as some of you know. I get allergies quite easily as well. So yeah, winter can be an issue for me. Even if I don't have a cold, I can be sniffly. So, but we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll go on holiday somewhere warm. Maybe. Sorry, is Em planning? Sorry, Jan says, is Em planning another trip to see Caden, and if so, when? There's very brief talks about it, but there's no plans just yet. Miss Venus says, when O thinks about the future with me, is it romantic? Is it in a romantic tone or a friendly tone? Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like it's romantic, but I feel like he has the feeling of it being long. It's like the feeling is this long term. The feeling is I'm never going to let this connection go. This connection, I don't want the end of this connection. It's like almost like a little bit of a worry in an emotional sense, a worry about the end of the connection. But in the more visual sense, like what I'm visualizing in my mind, there isn't things like marriage or children really coming up. It's more like just doing things together, like holidays and fun things like that. But the energy and the emotion is like I want it to be very long term. I just feel like the visuals seem to be a little bit short term, which makes sense when you haven't seen each other for a while. I think that visuals being short term makes sense because it's like you want the here and now. You're like, I want to see you now, like I want it now. So it makes sense. It just makes sense for it to be like that. Oh, I totally need a new phone. You can see my bank cards there. Hopefully you can't. I don't know, scam me from that, but it's terrible. Oh no, it actually rips it off. I need a new one very badly. So, Miss Venus, when O thinks about, Caden, has Caden told his friends about visiting? What did they say? I kind of feel he might have even mentioned issues he's having with her lately. Okay. So I do get a close friend. I do get talking about it with a close friend, talking about the expectation of the experience and how the experience went. So it is a little bit like I feel like he's a little bit disappointed in the experience, but only because I feel like not too much. I feel like there's some expectations that were not met, but I do feel like overall I didn't feel like he spoke too negatively, if that makes sense. I feel like he opened up to someone close to him in a very honest way, but I still feel like there's positives and negatives being said there. I don't feel like it's just I'm just bitching about her, So guys, if you are in at the moment, please do like the video. I can see it has 3 likes, but it looks like there's 7 people in, so I would really greatly appreciate any likes you can give me whilst I'm sick. Please like my video. It will make my cold better. Let me see. Miss Venus says, like, is he thinking about friendly hangout options or more like wanting romance in those outings to move things forward? Friendly. Yeah, I 100% feel romance. I do. I don't feel a change with that. I'll check the ball, but I don't feel a change. No, I feel like it's romantic. Shan says, let me catch my breath. My nose is not so blocked now, so. Oh my gosh. I'm allowing myself to yawn because it's 5 minutes to 11. When I yawn on earlier streams, I'm like, Venus, you need to not be yawning right now. It's not the time. So Jan says it's part of the reason why nothing romantic or sensual happened between them during the trip, because Caden isn't physically attracted to her. Is that why you said he wasn't really feeling it with her? So I feel like there is some level of physical attraction. Like I'm not. I do feel like there's some level of physical attraction. I just feel like he really wants to. If it's going, so I definitely think he's thought about it being a connection. I think he's thought about it being romantic. I think that they have been like lovey-dovey in some senses. But I think for the most part, he wants to take it very slow and have a step back and not label anything, not be like, oh yeah, we're dating. I don't think he even wants to say we're dating right now, you know. So yeah, I would feel like I don't feel like there's no physical attraction, but I kind of agree with the sentiment you're saying, you know. Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, I'm just trying to send this message and the keyboard's been so crazy today. Everything. Let me see. John says normally he's very touchy, romantic guy, so it's a big sign that he has an aversion when it comes to her. Like with me, we were romantic and sexual very quickly and easily. He had no aversion. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I see the aversion. I do see the aversion. I think, you know, the aversion makes a lot of sense. I do see it. I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's something there. I feel like there's something, I know it's not what we want, what I want to say and what you want to hear, but I feel like there's something there, you know? Miss Venus says I'm then finding out later about her. Oh, sorry. Wow, that's a cool experience about your dream Venus. It's like you were remote viewing in dreams. I've had similar experience. Like I was there seeing things live and later finding out about it. Yes. Premonition dreams are really a great insight into what you can do. Like dreams are a great insight on what you can do, because my sorry, I need to take a breath. So my what was I going to say? Oh gosh. My question. So my question, this is the question I always ask. This is what got me so interested in lucid dreaming, okay? So you can have a lucid dream, which is where you control the dream, you control what happens in it. You can have a premonition dream, where you see the future, what happens in the future. So if your dream can tell the future, on one hand, you can control the dream, on the other hand, can you control the future by controlling the lucid dream? Can you control the dream and change the future of the dream? You know? And that's my part of my practice here, you know, is trying to pinpoint when a premonition dream is and altering it to see if I alter the future by doing so. And I do believe that I've done it. I do believe that I've done it. So that's interesting as well. And also one thing as well, like I don't like to give, of course I can't really give dietary advice. I'm not I trained in herbs and supplements. I have qualifications in herbs and supplements, but I wouldn't class myself as a nutritionist. You know, I wouldn't say I'm at that level. So I don't feel qualified to give dietary advice, but one thing that worked for me to improve my dreams is fasting. So fasting for 3 days. Always check with your healthcare professional, you know, all of that, but disclaimer. But I personally fasted for 3 days, and I had a lot of premonition dreams, a lot of the sleep was very broken and very difficult and very uncomfortable, but I did have a lot of premonition dreams. I had a lot of dreams. It was very, very interesting, to say the least. So yeah, of course, that's not advice. I'm not telling anybody to do what I did. I'm just saying what I did, what my experience was. So Jasmine says, I'm happy for you to talk about yourself and explain your experiences. Helps me make sense of myself. I've just been going on for almost 20 years now. It seems like it should have progressed by now. No, everybody is different. Everybody is so different. Your journey is different. You know, your journey is different. When things happen for you, they happen for a reason. And I always think this is very, very funny, but Jasmine, I do think me and you, our life paths are very similar. I just feel like there's some part of our life path where maybe mine did happen a little bit earlier, because, you know, my grandfather was a Hungarian occultist, my mother is an abductee, you know, so of course with these experiences, I'm a starseed. I know you are as well, but I'm a starseed to the point where I have physical characteristics of my past, like, you know, I have a tail basically from my Lyran lifetime. So I feel like sometimes I don't like to say like bloodline is important, because I hate people that say like you have to be a certain bloodline to be a witch, because I don't think you do. I think being a witch can simply be being really good at manifesting, you know? I think being a witch can be whatever you want it to be. I think that's stupid to say, but I do think everyone's journey comes at a different pace. I think yours is very, very similar to mine. I just think it's at a different pace. So I would never say, I feel like you should never say that things should have progressed by now, because I feel like I said, everyone is different, and I'm sure that your higher self is understanding of why you've had certain experiences. But oh yeah, so this is one thing I want to explain. So this is funny, kind of like, I don't know if anybody here likes Pink Floyd, the band. I hope you do. because I don't think we can be friends if you don't. But I'm just joking, but I'm kind of not joking as well. So when I was younger, I had a friend, and she really liked Pink Floyd, but I kind of thought like that she didn't have very good music taste. I wasn't into the Sex Pistols back then. You know, I love Johnny Rotten now, but I wasn't into the Sex Pistols back then, and I didn't think her taste in music was good, so I didn't listen to Pink Floyd until I was 18. When we were in school, so we were younger, we were like maybe 13, 14, when she liked them. But when I finally listened to them, I was 18. I appreciated them so much. Like, I appreciated the music so much. I loved the music. I resonated with it so strongly. Whereas I felt like if I would have given it a chance at the time when my school friend liked it, I don't think I would have appreciated it as much. And I think in my older life, I would have probably said I don't like them. Probably would have said like, oh no, I listened to them when I was a child. I don't really like them. I think everything happens for a reason, you know. Because I absolutely adore Pink Floyd, and if I did listen to them when I was a child, I don't think I would have appreciated, or a teenager, I don't think I would have appreciated it. When I was 18 was the perfect moment for me to listen to them, because I appreciated it, and it was the right time. So I know that's a really silly way to it's a really silly comparison, because you might be thinking, well, that's just a band, Venus, it's just music, it's just a band, but I love that band. They mean so much to me. So and I do think I listen to them at the right time. And that's kind of my little story about things happening at the right time at the right moment. Mrs. Venus says, did O think about inviting me to his recent trips to the beach? If so, why didn't he? So I'm getting a yes for thinking about it, but I'm not. I'm just trying to see a reason why not. Yeah, I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% seeing why not. I don't know if this is something to do with like traveling there, like not being able to pick you up, or being worried about how you get there or something. Because it feels like there's some kind of travel thing. I'm not 100% on what's coming through. I don't want to say because I'm not 100% on what's coming through. But I'm guessing that he did think of asking you at least. But yeah, he totally should have. John says, okay, I changed my alternate down a bit. Now how will he feel about it when he sees and reads it? That's good, because I do feel like, you know, I get what you're saying, that he said it early on, but I do feel like when we're I don't know, I feel like sometimes when we're trying to make up with someone, I think we need to start off a bit subtle, not like not bombard them, if that makes sense. So yeah, let's check. Yeah, I'm guessing a yes. That he'll feel there's a better energy, basically. There's a better energy about him seeing it. Better. So I already saw that if you message him that he would reply, and we did see that already. But I do feel better about the energy now. I feel like it's right. Miss Venus says, "Oh my gosh, you need to rest too." Lovely. Thank you so much. Venus is moving through the underworld at the moment, which kind of sucks for me because it feels like it kills any momentum of forward movement. How is it affecting me, if at all, this time around? Especially regarding my love life energy. Yes, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Okay, so bear with me one moment. Let me see, what time are we on? We're on. Okay, we're over 2 hours, that's great. We think we can do at least half an hour more. There isn't too much in the chat, so keep posting your questions. So we'll just say, I think everyone here knows, but if you are new in, I have a bit of a cold. My nose is a little bit blocked, so if I'm talking a bit, and I'm also a bit tired. So if I'm not as enthusiastic as usual, I do apologise. I'm okay emotionally. I'm just a little bit. My nose is blocked, and I'm a bit tired. That's all. So we have love cards if you feel drawn to love. We have chakra cards. We have unicorn. Witch's wisdom. Akashic tarot, and the gateway of light activation as well. But like I say every time I do this one, I'm still reading from the book. I'm not 100% on them yet. I haven't practiced them at all off stream. That's why. I'm still reading from the book. So if you do feel drawn to any cards, you're very welcome to choose them. I'm just going to blow my nose again, even though it does feel a lot better right now. So whoever is sending me the positive energy, please keep doing it. Mine are chakras of my third eye. If you can focus, if you're good at focusing energy, the minor chakras are like the I was thinking Chinese medicine, they would call them like the meridians, smaller energy channels that go from the main chakras, and they go a little bit more usually to our physical organs, physical things, like our sciences basically. So the minor chakras of my third eye, please, if you can focus on that. Or I already feel the benefits, so thank you. I'll be one moment. So let me just see where I'm up to. Oh, I lost where I'm up to. Sorry, I didn't have the auto rotate off. Miss Venus says, oh yeah, sorry, I was doing that one, wasn't I? So especially regarding love life with Venus. Okay. It feels like there's potential. Excuse me. There's potential of shaking things up here. Things being shaken up on your love path, but I'm so sorry. I hope my voice doesn't go. Things being shaken up on your love path, but in regards to Omar, especially, so it does feel like there's some changes. Things being shaken, possibility of things being shaken up there with Omar specifically. So but I don't feel like I'm not really getting any issue with the soulmate. I still see the time frame of December to at the end of February, which I know has moved. So maybe it is due to the snow within itself. But yeah, I don't feel a change on that. But I feel like there could. There's a potential of things being shaken up with Omar. Potential. I don't see it like it's 100%, but I see it like it's a potential. Like things might. Things might clash with other people you meet. You might meet other people or someone else. Even if it's not a soulmate, even if it's quite recent, quite soon, it might shake up your feelings. Like, how do you actually feel about Omar? It might make you question. Although the connection is so good, like I really root for it. You know that I root for it. It might make you question things about it, and it might help you a little bit, but in a positive way, because although I'm very supportive of you and Omar, I do feel like you closing the door with Omar would be more beneficial to the future love paths. The different, like the soulmate, the different love paths, basically the new ones coming in. So so I feel like it could be positive that shakes things up, but it depends. It depends on if you're truly really feeling Omar, or if you are wanting to go down this new path, because I don't feel like Omar will completely block the new path. Like I always say, I do feel like he's more of a delay than a block. But I do feel like things could be shaken up with Omar to the point where you fully close the door there, and you move forward into the new love path. So it's negative in a way, because I do think you and Omar's connection is very good, but it's positive in the sense of completely opening that new door that you probably want to open. Gosh, my phone's gone off. Everything's playing up today. Everything is playing up. Sorry. Something's wrong with the phone. I need to get the chat. It keeps crashing. I keep my phones until they're literally, like, there's no, just unusable, you know? Oh gosh, it's really uncomfortable. I need to get a more comfortable chair for this streaming business. Right. What do we have here? Let's see. Let's see how far we are. Okay, we're not that far, so I'm going to put finishing up just because I don't know how long I will take. I don't want to rush my replies, of course. I never rush my replies. But I'm not in a rush to finish. I'm just putting it just in case, like I always do. So if you would like to keep commenting, keep putting questions after the finishing up mark, you're very welcome. Keeps doing that. Keeps crashing. Okay, apologies. I do apologise for my not being completely on the ball today, being a little bit. Okay, so Ella says, "Oh my gosh, how do you astro travel? That's so cool. Yes, astral travel can be learned." So I was naturally a very avid lucid dreamer, like I said. I used to dream a lot. I used to lucid dream, precognitive dreams, like I said, but I was not an astral traveler. I believe that we all did it. I believe as children, we all had lucid dreams, we all astral traveled, we all did these things, but as we got older and older, first we're told we have nightmares and we're told it's just a dream, which we shouldn't. It's scary to tell a child that it's not just a dream if it's a nightmare. I get why people do it, but when we're constantly told that it's just a dream, that puts it into our mind that we don't need to remember those experiences. So sometimes when children astral project, they don't remember those experiences, or they'll tell the parents, but the parents won't be very happy, very understanding, like they don't really care about it. And this is the thing as well with like alarm clocks. Like I hate alarm clocks. I wake up to an alarm clock every morning because I have a session quite early, most mornings. But sometimes on a Sunday, Monday, or Saturday, I do not wake up to an alarm clock because an alarm clock is another tool that takes us away from the multidimensional aspect of ourselves, because we're telling ourselves that we should wake up at this time instead of naturally having those dream experiences that we were supposed to have. You'll find if you lucid dream, a lot of lucid dreams happen early in the morning, because it's all about. I do a whole talk on lucid dreaming. If anybody does actually want the talk, it's on my YouTube. It's private. You need a link to view it. It's not public, but you can have it if you want to. It's my talk. So I have a projector. I do a talk on lucid dreaming. It's all about the neurotransmitters that I use, like acetylcholine and dreaming and things like that. It's all about techniques of lucid dreaming. There's things you can do. I forgot what they're called. I forgot what it's called, but it's like in the there's a name for it, but when you are in waking life, you'll say to yourself like, "Am I dreaming?" You'll say, "Am I dreaming?" So I'll say, "Am I dreaming?" And I'll say, "Well, no, I'm not dreaming because I'm on stream. That I'm reading the comments. They're very easy to read. In a dream, there might be jumbles, you know. In a dream, my bedroom might look different. You know, my bedroom looks how it usually looks. You rationalize to yourself why you're not dreaming. You rationalize it, and then once you're in a dream, you begin to be able to lucid dream because you have this habit of asking yourself if you're in a dream. You ask yourself if you're in a dream. You begin to look around and you think, actually, this isn't like real life. Things don't feel quite like real life. And you can kind of teach yourself to lucid dream like that. There's tons of things I talk about in the talk, but astral projection is a little bit more difficult, in my opinion, just because it's more difficult to teach. Like lucid dreaming is quite easy to teach. There's a lot of techniques, there's a lot of supplements. I've researched a lot of science behind it. I always try to link science into my spiritualities, you know, so people who think I'm like totally woo-woo can like be corrected, I guess. But astral projection is a lot more difficult to teach. But the best way to astral project is to lie on a couch or something quite narrow and on your back. So if you're very good at lying on your back in normal on your normal bed, I'm sure that you could do it. But it is really best when you're quite uncomfortable. Sleep paralysis is the best way to lucid dream, to astral project, unfortunately. I can astral project from a lucid dream, but that's just because of how practiced in lucid dream I am. So in a lucid dream, I'll go to a gallery, like an art gallery, and I'll say, when I jump through this painting, I'm going to be in my bed. I'm going to astral project out of my body. And I jump into the painting in the gallery, and I'm out of my body in the real world. So I can astral project from a lucid dream, but that's just because of how practiced I am at lucid dreams. It takes a lot of practice, you know. So astral projection, tight spaces, lying on your back is a really good tip. If you have any way that you can induce sleep paralysis, that's really, really great. You want to utilize the sleep paralysis, so you want to. The best way is to. I used to call it beditating. Okay, so it's like meditating, but you're in bed. So I call it beditating. I think I'm so funny. So I lie in bed and I'm on my back. And what you have to do is you have to be completely still. You have to let your body go numb. So you can do a mantra, you say, mind awake, body asleep, mind awake, body asleep. The only thing with astral projection is your mind must be awake, but your body must be asleep. Your body, so when you get, do you ever get like the urge to turn over in your sleep, like the urge to turn over to a different side or an itch? That's your brain and your body are communicating. So your brain and your body are saying, are you asleep yet? Because when your brain knows your body is asleep, your brain will go to sleep, your mind will go to sleep. So if you ignore those urges to turn over, you're tricking your brain, your mind into thinking that your body is asleep, even though it's not, you know? So you're tricking your body is asleep, sorry. So you're tricking yourself into thinking that your body is asleep. Yeah, but your mind, tricking yourself into thinking your mind is asleep, because you're not. If your mind was awake, you would go with the urge to turn, you know? Your mind is telling you to turn, it's telling you to itch. So you're tricking your body into thinking your mind, your body is asleep. You're tricking yourself into thinking your mind is asleep. So what ends up happening is you go into sleep paralysis because your brain and your body have communicated. They've said, she hasn't turned over, she hasn't itched the itch, she must be asleep. So the body goes to sleep, the body goes numb, you get into a sleep paralysis state, and then you can leave the body. So you have to practice your exit technique. I find it very strange that my exit technique sometimes is through my ear. A lot of people like visualize a ladder and they visualize their spiritual self climbing out of the ladder. Some people will roll out it's just loads of different techniques, but sometimes I leave through my ear, so that's very, very strange. Overseas, I'm trying to manifest quite a bit of money, and I think I'm seeing some signs. Well, that's amazing. So which I can go on. If you are manifesting money, okay. Yes, it looks like you could do a little bit of root chakra work. Keep focus on your root chakra, but yeah, you will get that. It does seem like a potential possibility for me. For you, sorry. For me, yeah, I wish. Maya says, did you see Eric Gemini and me having romance within 1 week? Okay. I get a no. I see the potential, but I get a no to 1 week, unfortunately. Jasmine says, Randall moves into his own place. Is he going to count towards our son living with him, or is the court going to rule in favour of continuing to live with me? Okay. It does lean to living with you, actually. Leaning to living with you. Jasmine also says, I will need to learn entity removal since that's what the bulk of my spiritual activity has been dealing with. Yes, definitely. So just read, if you haven't read my article yet, do read my article, because the stages of things that you can do to deal with entities. The highest stage is to send them love, but that's not very easy to do to begin with, because you can feel them, you can feel a bit scared of them. But ultimately, if you send them love, they actually do go away, and it's like they can't handle it. It's very, very funny, but some of them will go to the light. So you'll be very surprised. Some of them will go to the light, but a lot of them, it's like they can't handle it, so they have to leave if you send them love. But there are other ways, like, you can call on higher beings. I would personally choose a guide who's going to help you remove entities, rather than, you can call on like Jesus or Buddha, or whoever your higher being is. You can call on them, passed over loved one maybe. But if you're good, but I would choose a guide who you think will help with, or who you request to help with the negative entity removal, because then they're going to help you remove it rather than just protect you from it. Most of my life now, I think about being involved with lower entities, dealing with my father, the doll, Randall, and now, yes, and that's the thing. It's something that's always been there, and this is how we're also drawn to spirituality. It's like people say to me very often, "How did you get into this?" And I say, "How didn't I get into this? Like, I've always been drawn to these things my whole life. Like, I didn't even know when I was a child that who my grandfather was, that he was an occultist. I didn't really know too much. I didn't know anything about my mother's abduction experiences until I was about 22 years old. So it was like I was always drawn. And I loved aliens. I was obsessed with aliens before I found out. I had alien holographic like backpacks and like alien shaped purses and just anything, like the alien t-shirts I have. It says I don't believe in humans, and just anything alien. I have one with like a pink alien with like her hands like that. It says Alien Queen, and I just got all these things randomly because I'm just obsessed with watching alien things. And then she tells me all these experiences, and I'm like, oh my gosh! And then I have my own because I learned to astral project, and it's crazy. Miss Venus says, going to already apply to get his visa again, and why did it get rejected? That is extremely annoying and frustrating. If he had it before, why did it get rejected this time? Okay. Yeah, so I'm actually guessing the person who did it. The person who did it's very. it almost feels a little bit like they have criteria of so many to say yes to and so many to say no to. I don't know if it's exactly like that, but it feels almost like being a bit biased towards this one, saying I'm just going to say no to this one. It feels like kind of a bias, like not a great person. Sorry about my throat now. Jasmine says, I'm not even finding it scary anymore like I used to. It's like I've got to live. It's like the normal part of my life, and that makes sense. Looking at this more, looking at it like this does give me a form of protection and advantage. Yes, that's the thing. It's kind of understanding your own life mission as well, you know, because I always say if you want to understand your life mission and your life purpose, think about two things. Think about what you want for yourself in the future, you as a person, your family, your loved ones, anyone that's around you in the future. Think about what you want for humanity in the future. You know, do you want wars? Do you want, bombs? Or do you want peace? You know, think about what you want in the future. And then you have to align your life path to that. And the kind of example I give is like, I knew a vegan who works in a steakhouse. And I was just kind of like, I get that you need a job, I get that you need money, but you're really not aligned to your life path because you are a vegan and you're working in a steakhouse. That is just not on. That is not cool, you know. Thank you, Elvis, who's like and subscribe. I appreciate you very much, but I feel like you haven't asked many questions here today. So yeah, hopefully catch you on another one. What expectations did Caden have of this trip? Oh no. My chat. Where's my chat? I can't see it now. I think I was up. I think I scrolled up too much. Is Caden going to continue to keep tabs on me to try to figure me out? I guess a no on that. Miss Venus, why did O try to kiss me last time we saw each other? I actually feel like there's some nerves there. Oh my gosh. What's going on? John, did Caden buy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth? Is this why he was thinking about me since we were waiting for this game to go on sale so he can stream it and play it with me? Yes, I do get yes on that. Ashley says, can you see me in a relationship in the next year? Thank you. Yes, I feel like the first half of next year, actually. The first half. John says, all these trips with just reinforcing subconsciously the comparison and missing what we had because I was everything Caden wanted. I feel like there's elements of that, but I don't feel like it's completely comparison. But I do feel like there's elements of that. Jasmine says, how much damage can a negative entity do? I mean, I know for obvious reasons, but for a person with my abilities, I'm starting to see them like as everyday normal experience, like dealing with a human. Okay, so yeah, so negative entities can do so much damage. Please bear in mind, like, a negative entity can make you do anything. So, well, when I say make you do anything, they can. So, it's different how. So it's almost like the chicken and the egg scenario. Okay, so you can start to drink a bit too much. That's like or smoke a bit, maybe whatever it might be, whatever the negative habit you might. I'm just using them because they're common ones. You might start to drink a bit too much. You're enjoying it, you're having a good time, but you're getting to the point where you're doing it a bit too much. You will then attract a negative entity who will make it more difficult for you to stop because they're feeding off the negative energy of that alcohol. Because when you drink too much alcohol, it's bad for your system. Even if you feel good, even if you don't have a hangover, it's still bad for your system. It's bad for your liver, it's bad for your kidneys and all of that, bad for your stomach sometimes, depending what you're drinking, bad for your brain. So what it will do is it will feed off that negative energy. So has the music stopped again? I was going to say it hasn't been another 2 hours. So it will feed off that negative energy, and so it will try to make you keep doing that negative habit because it wants to keep feeding off that energy. Or it can be the other way, where you get an entity first, an entity attachment from something else, like trauma, something that wasn't your fault, an injury even. People who suffer really bad injuries, breaking their spine, breaking, things like that, they can actually attract negative entities. And that's not on. I don't agree with it, but it happens because mind, body, and spirit are all connected. If you damage your mind, if you damage your body, you're going to contract a negative entity. I knew someone who he was very, very dangerous anyway, very, very like life on the edge kind of person, very, very carefree, free-spirited person, very, very, very lovely-hearted person. But he blew part of his ear off with a firework, and he contracted a negative entity from that. That negative entity wanted him to just keep doing dangerous things, keep doing dangerous things. And he drove his car, pretty sure he was drunk at the time, and he crashed. And he is unfortunately no longer with us. He has passed. And yeah, so it's really serious what entities can do. They generally don't want you to die because they want to keep feeding off the negative energy. So do bear that in mind. But if you're getting one that's making you be dangerous, then it's risky business. If you're getting one that's making you do, like, I don't know, hardcore drugs, that's not going to end in anything positive. So, you know what I mean? They can do serious damage, serious damage, like death. If you have an negative entity and you go somewhere that's pretty dangerous, like skydiving or bungee jumping, you might actually not make it. They can rarely come out, and it's just crazy what they can do. And not every single thing that happens has. I mean, not every single negative thing that happens has an entity attachment to it, but more than you would think, and especially addictions. Addictions pretty much always have a negative entity attachment to them. Sometimes they just have a cycle at the sacral chakra that's really difficult to release, and it's almost like a cord that's a circle, like a circle cord. Sometimes it can just be that, and it's quite difficult to remove that still. But pretty much all addictions have entities. Does Keaton not question himself on why he even cares or is interested in me and what I'm doing and stalking me when he has M? It's just the energy of trying to move past it, He's just trying to move past it. He's trying to leave it in the past, that's all. It's not like he doesn't care, but he just wants to leave it in the past. Jasmine says, is there a spiritual purpose why I felt things in my heart earlier today? If so, why? Usually it's related to Phil and my heart chakra, but I don't expect it to come from him this time. Okay, this is interesting because it's actually a cycle of your it's a cycle of the energy going around your body that's linked to your blood vessels. Okay, so it's difficult to explain, but I get it in my arm a lot. I have an implant, alien implant in my arm, and I get pulses there certain times I usually get pulls there before I'm going to get sick or I'm going to be on my period. And your pulse, I don't think that you have an attachment here in the heart, but it's still energy with the pulse of energy, and it is linked to your cycle, your womanly cycle. So you're connecting closer with the moon right now, so that's very nice for you. John says, was it actually too early for David to be saying I love you to me, or was he being genuine? I feel like it's both. I feel like it is too early, but I feel like he did feel like he meant it. So it's like the intention is it's goodwill. You know, the intention is there. It's goodwill. So I wouldn't say anything negative. Justin says I love the lucid dream talk, so I will link that to you on Discord. Got to work on sending the entities love. I always resort to being annoyed and using fantasy and calling them names. Jesus does work in my case in dreams. I always call his name when it gets too intense, but they try to say yes. Yeah, calling anything like that. Calling my mother works, and she because Kaylee said that calling her mother works, her mother was passed over, so it must have been in my head when I was in sleep paralysis to call my mother because there was an entity. Even though my mother was alive, I called her, and she came and she came in her astral form, and she was shouting at the entity. She was cursing it and something. I wish I could remember what she said, but she was cursing it and it left. And when I woke up the next day, I said, do you remember anything from last night? What you were doing? To my mother? And she was like, no, why? What happened? And I was like, you came into my room astrally and removed an entity. I can't believe you don't remember. So funny. Okay, so I'm going to finish up there. Jasmine, I'm going to send you the talk. I am feeling a bit better. So if anyone did send me positive energy, I'm feeling like you did, because I do feel, you can tell I'm still a little bit sniffly, but I definitely sound better than I did at the beginning of the stream. I sounded so bad. So let me find, I will find that for you. It's I can get it right now, just so I don't forget. It's in there. I think it's in there. It's in a folder called it mustn't be in a. It mustn't be in a. I thought it was in the playlist. I'll still find it. I'll definitely still find it. I'll search my back office in YouTube to find it. I just thought it was in my I thought it was on a playlist, so I thought it'd be easier to find. But yes, so it's been really nice to connect with you. You guys have always cheered me up, always make me feel better. You can even tell, like, if you go back to the beginning of the stream, you can tell how much better I sound right now. So I greatly appreciate you guys. And this is the thing, is I'm always kind of like when I was in that emotional state, I was like, oh, I don't really want to stream. I can't stream. But it always makes me feel better, so I don't know why I don't. I mean, today I did want to. I was just really busy. But in the past week and that, when I was feeling emotional, I just felt like I can't do it. But whenever I do it, if I am feeling a bit off in some way, I just feel better and better and better. So it's been great, and I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support, I appreciate the love, I appreciate the patience with me, because I know that this was 2 hours late, which is, I'm late a lot lately especially, but that's rarely bad even for me, so I greatly apologise. But we did still do the stream. It's been 2 hours and 44 minutes, so we have done quite a long one. We have some more planned. I know it's not a great time for some of you because of Thanksgiving, but hopefully some of the IST members can get a bit of time in, and then you guys can, maybe we can plan a different one for you guys, hopefully ASAP. So we'll do what we can ASAP. So love, light and blessings to each of you. I'm going to find that I'm going to find that talk for Jasmine. I'll send you it on Discord. I'll just find that. And yeah. Love, light, and blessings. I really hope I will talk to you soon. I know I will talk to all of you soon. So it's been amazing. Thank you so much for joining. Love, light, and blessings. I don't think I need to say anything about my description, but if you do need anything, you know my website, you know it. If you haven't bought anything from my website yet and you're a member, do contact me first for the discount code. We have a new member today, so I just wanted to make sure I'm letting you know. Members do get half price on the website. So if you do check out the website, which is secretfrequencies.com/shop, it's there. If you do check it out, if there's anything you want, message me first, because you may have a discount code. Members get a lot of things half price, so just to let you know. Have to reiterate that when we have new members. So a shout out to Elvis as well. I don't think Elvis is here anymore, but shout out to Elvis, and shout out to Sid for the super chat, and shout out to all of you, Jasmine, Jan, Miss Venus. I don't think I missed anyone. We don't have Leela as well, Leela, and Elvis. I think I said yes. Really nice to Ella as well. Ella did come in for Maya. Yeah, so it's really lovely to see you guys. Even if you just pop in for a little bit, it's really lovely to see you. Hope to see you soon. Love, life, and blessings.